Leaving that to the state governments, don't you think it will open the Pandora's box? There will be several states who will be opposing it for political reasons also, sir.
No, Maria, that is the thing. You see, from 2003, when the Vajpayee government prepared the model law and circulated it to the states, it was always thought that it is in the state jurisdiction to enact on these subjects. It is only recently, very recently, that the center has come to a conclusion that using the trade in the constitution, it has the powers to enact laws on these subjects. So I think there is no harm if it is left to the states, and let some states which are presently ruled by the BJP show that it is good for farmers, it is good for consumers, the number of middlemen has gone down, there is no hoarding, and these laws are proving to be beneficial for everyone in the supply chain. So it is not such a bad thing. You see, at the core of it, even though Supreme Court is yet to consider this matter, but the core of the matter is that agriculture is a state subject.
Yes. Sanjay Hegde, what really happens after this committee submits a report within 2 months from the date of its first sitting, that is 10 days from now? Why should farmers who are demanding a respectful hearing now go and appear before this committee? Because after all, this is a mediation panel. They seem to be talking to the government as well. Where is the accountability here? I'm trying to understand what is the purpose of this mediation panel if from the word go they have been rejected.
This is not a mediation panel. The order doesn't describe them as a mediation panel. The order only describes them as a committee to hear the grievances of the farmers and then make recommendations. What will happen with those recommendations, the court has not yet spelled out. The court may issue directions based on those recommendations, or the court may then convey it to the government and ask for its response. So right now, the exercise as far as the court was concerned was to let everybody go back to the old status quo and have some breathing space and then move forward whichever way. So the court tried a limited maneuver to stabilize the situation. Nothing more than that ought to be read in. In theory, of course, there were lots of theoretical lines which appear to have been breached, but there is something which is called the problem-solving jurisdiction. I keep reminding people that the whole of North India was burning when the government of the day brought in Mandal. It was a court stay which enabled the country to get back to normalcy. 2 years later, the court upheld Mandal with certain riders. The country accepted it. Sometimes all that you need is some institution saying, chill, step back, take a deep breath.
And that's what the Supreme Court did.
That is what I think it did.
So it should be seen from that prism that it was well intentioned.
It definitely was well intentioned, but there is no doubt a lot of mistrust, and there has been a lot of miscommunication on all sides.
And how do you ensure that that trust deficit is reduced?
That requires great statesmanship.
Siraj Hussain, I'll give you the final words.
Can I come in to tell one point?
Siraj Hussain, I'll give you the final words.
Yes, I think the Supreme Court has provided a window of opportunity to the government to take a deep breath and reconsider its options, and then put up a new proposal, a fresh proposal to the farmers, as I mentioned, which could give the states the powers to implement the act either right now or later.
Okay, Siraj Hussain, Sanjay Hegde, always a pleasure to have you on my shows. Tom Vadakan, Shama Mohammed, thank you so much for joining us, and Mr. Chaudhry Malik, who is the Kisan Union President as well. That's all from me. Something we'll continue to debate because there's no end in sight as far as these protests are concerned. Thanks so much.